Dance and Boo!
YouTube! Whatever you do tonight, don't split up. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live.
What's happening, fellas?
Whoa. What's going on, gentlemen?
Guys, we don't know where P-Dubs is. Literally, we don't know.
He was talking to us like an hour ago.
Yeah,
Maybe
he hasn't answered our calls. We don't know
Friday,
what's going on.
On the Friday the 13th, you know you don't split up, man. That's the rule. No, don't go up by
it is Friday the 13th.
You know what the crazy thing is? Huh. He said to me right before he left, "I'll be right back."
Yep. Went to have sex with some lady, and we hadn't heard anything from him.
Was he in the software, though?
What?
Like, was he logged in and then left and then hasn't come back?
No, no one knows where he is. Carl, literally called him on his real phone and everything.
Yeah,
okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
I guess.
Well,
carry on.
Yeah. We're going to soldier on, people.
Crawl from out of the attic and come join us probably midway through the show.
Yeah, I guaranteed P-Dubs is going to show up and he's going to be like, I was asleep. Was napping.
He had a nap.
Loves napping. Anyways, guys, so hopefully while we're waiting for P-Dubs, we will try our absolute best to keep you 60.39% entertained. Wouldn't you say that's fair, Restalgia?
That is a fairly accurate measurement in which we can deliver. Yep, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so we got some fun stuff we're going to talk about tonight. It's Friday the 13th. In October, this has got to be the spookiest shit in the world. So at some point, I do want to talk about some scary movies. I love horror movies and stuff like that. Let's talk about Friday the 13th. Restalgia, are you familiar with the series of films? I know it's not Aladdin, it's not The Lion King, but these are good movies too. So hopefully this is something that you can talk to us about. Have you ever seen these films?
Yeah, Friday the 13th. That's the one with like all the zombies and stuff.
Bambi, correct. Yep, that's the same one.
Bambi, that's right. Yep.
What about you, Carl? Did you I just saw Dr. Z. P-Dubs will show up rocking David Bowie here from the Labyrinth. That's possible. Did you watch the Friday the 13th movies growing up?
I watched the first one. I'm not a fan of horror. My wife absolutely loves horror. She loves the gorier, she loves them. And she drags me off to the movies all the time and see all these things that I can't stand them. But you know, being a good husband, you know, you do what you have to do. Her cousin, who moved down to Atlanta when she was here, that was her movie pal. They go to see the scary movies. But since she moved down to Atlanta, I'm stuck, holding the popcorn.
You're stuck. You're stuck. I am sorry, Dr. Z. I'm trying my best. My enunciation, seeing the region I'm from, is not the best. So, moving on, we're also going to talk about
hold on. I got to ask you a question, Mike. Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Voorhees. Yes. Can I get your take on the Freddy versus Jason movie that came out in, when was that? That would have been like 2002, 2001, maybe?
Yeah, 2002, 2003, somewhere around that time frame. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on that film? I'm curious because it's got like some people hate it and others like it. You're a big horror guy. I'm just curious to know.
I'm in the
Tell me.
middle. I'm in the
In
middle.
the middle.
We can talk about this later. There's elements of it that are really good. It's more so a Nightmare on Elm Street film than it is a Friday the 13th film. Even though Jason does the majority of the killing, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street film. The elements with, how they go back to the hypnosil to suppress the dreams, like in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, different elements about Weston Hills, all that stuff. Excellent. But it's all Nightmare on Elm Street type stuff. So it's and also Jason's not right in that movie. I don't know what they did with it. Funny story though. I'm getting sidetracked here. We're talking about Friday the 13th already. The actor they chose to play Jason, they discontinued their relationship with Kane Hodder for Freddy vs. Jason, brought in a new actor, stuntman Ken Kurtzinger. So Ken Kurtzinger was actually in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. He was in the restaurant scene. He was the big cook in the restaurant scene that Jason threw through the, I think it was like mirror or glass in the background of the diner. So funny enough. So we can talk about that more later. I'm trying to bring up a super chat on the wrong screen here. I just want to bring this up, and I can't see it now.
I got
for
it.
some goddamn reason. Yeah, there you go.
I got it, buddy.
For he's a jolly good fella that nobody can deny. Thank you, Jason, for $10 super chat. We definitely appreciate you.
Wow, Jason Takes Manhattan was the one you liked the most. Interesting. We'll talk about Friday the 13th later, and also I want to do a thing where each week now for the rest of October, we're going to make a recommendation for a scary movie people should pick out. It's going to be like dudes picks, so we'll each recommend a scary movie. Carl can talk about the ones his wife loves, and also we're going to suggest a scary game for you guys to check out as well. So that should be fun, hopefully. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. But let's get moving on. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to save the pinball stuff for P-Dubs because I know he's really excited about the big news this week from Barrels of Fun Pinball. Let's start talking about Arcade1Up because there's 2 Canadians here and 1 adopted Canadian in Detroit Love. So we got a little bit of interesting news coming through Arcade1Up today. And I guess Dubs will get mad if we don't use these graphics he paid for, so I've got to find it.
Here's what's up.
All right, so a lot of people have been waiting. I know 19K Fox is here in the chat. He just said, oh my God, please tell me we're talking pinball. He's a huge pinball guy. But we're actually going to talk about Arcade1Up and a cab that a lot of people have been waiting for. 19K Fox wasn't so sure that that they were going to be able to get this approved into the US. It hit the ports today in the US, so it should be coming out in a couple of weeks. But if you're Canadian, you may have already received your Arcade1Up Time Crisis. So have you guys seen this? People here in Canada have already started receiving their Time Crisis cabs.
I did see somebody posting some photos of it in the back of a truck and some other stuff. So
in the back of a truck.
You know how it goes. Somebody riding it home on the back of a motorcycle.
Yeah, so I've got it here. Let me just bring it up on screen to share with everybody. So Arcade1Up Time Crisis was coming into the brick, and it had a really way out there delayed date. Alan Dagne, I've definitely said that wrong, but I'm trying. He indicated that the date is actually changed to October 23rd, pretty close to my birthday. And some people then commented, like Tony Miranda down here, he's already got it in the back of his truck there. Look at that. Time Crisis live in Canada already.
Wow, that's the picture I saw. See, it is in the back of a truck.
It's just funny the way you said it. In the back of a truck. So this is a record breaker because we have been absolutely getting royally screwed here in Canada. We haven't even been able to order some of these products, and yet here we go. We get Time Crisis before the US somehow.
That is interesting. This would be like what, the second time that we've gotten some sort of Arcade1Up cabinet just before the US release?
Geez, I think the last time was maybe the pinballs. We got a jump on the pinballs, but other than that, I mean, we're always way behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got Attack from Mars, I think, before the US.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Jason, little alien. Arlene from the Brick said Robotron is now shipping in Canada and may already be in your driveway. Oh, that's cruel. JT Bromwick says, wait, Canadians have cars? I thought they all had sleighs. I don't know what to say about that.
Got a super chat.
Ezekiel, the Retro Ranger.
Carl, do you want to take that?
Absolutely. $4.99. What's up, my dudes? Question: what is this Arcade1Up company you keep talking about?
I know Ezekiel's a full real arcade owner now.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no better way.
He's going to the light side, huh?
Going to the light side. Funny thing is, I always show all these banners up here because I show the full screen. And like, I'm always terrified. I'm like, did I leave porn open on one of these tabs? What is this, Tube Galore? I better close that. So anyways, Time Crisis is out here. Pretty cool. That's exciting. So expect Canadians, you're going to be getting it relatively soon. And also, it should be coming out in the US relatively soon. The port data is out there. Then not only that, but... God damn it, where is this? I should have had this ready. I'm such a piece of crap. Guys, entertain the people while I just get something up really quick.
Well, Carl, how's your week been, brother?
Oh, man, it's been fantastic, man. It's been busy, crazy. It's starting to get cold. I got to pack up the whole backyard, shut it all down.
Yeah.
You see, I'm back to my warm clothing now, so.
Yep.
It's that time of year, man.
Are you interested in the Arcade1Up cabinet that's coming out? It's apparently coming out in the next week or so. You have any interest in that, Time Crisis?
Well, here's my dilemma with that. My wife said, do not buy any more cabinets, okay? And so instead of doing that, I'm modding my Star Wars so that I can have a racer, a flyer, a shooter. So I got my pack here from what's your Buy Stuff store? Buy Stuff Arcades. And I just got that in on Tuesday, and so I'll be doing that this weekend. So my Star Wars is upgrading, and so I don't need a racer, I don't need a shooter. I got it all now in one cabinet, so I'm excited about that. Because otherwise, my Star Wars has just been sitting there, just looking at me, looking pretty, like a girl you can't have, And so, and so I got her. We're snoozing.
The girl you can't have, that's ever been a problem for you, Detroit Love.
Well, it doesn't have an ass neck, so I don't have to wing it.
All right, guys. So I did get the video up. I'm sure most of you would have seen the reviews out already. How wild is this? Like literally day one of the Prime Day sales, the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe Cab went up for pre-order, and people already have them in their homes. Of course, there's a YouTuber by the name of Steven Swanson. I can't remember his YouTube channel now, but he's been posting all over the groups. He's got his cab built and reviewed, and Shelion Gaming has done some coverage on her experience with the cab. Of course, she compared it against her real HS5. So, guys, lots of these Street Fighter cabs have already made it out in the wild. We're not getting this one in Canada. Well, technically, we're not getting it. I was corrected because I know it's not coming to retail here in Canada, but the retailer in the U.S. that did the big $3.99 sale, Spreetail, also sold it through Walmart.ca here as well for the glorious price of $8.99.99.
Wow.
The value is probably all there, right? So.
Oh, it's incredible. The value is off the charts. But the big thing about Street Fighter, which really won me over this time, was the fact of that day one price point of $3.99. I mean, I've said it 100 times over. I will continue to say it. For me, that's the sweet spot for Arcade1Up. For the 3/4 scale, $3.99 with your light up marquee and all the features they have there. If they could come out with future titles at this price point, if it worked economically, I think they'd be in great shape.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That is a good price point for the deluxe cabs.
Yeah, I mean,
But
go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I was going to say, but I think they really got to consider co-releasing like low end and high end at the same time. So doing a deluxe and an XL.
Oh, I would love that
for almost everything that comes out moving forward. And then they can really market the deluxe for like entry level, and then the XL for people who are looking for the higher level, higher quality, bigger screens, those sort of thing. So, wow. Welcome
back. Back again.
Sorry, guys. I fell asleep after work. Fell asleep after work and overslept, and had to get the dogs out and all that stuff. So I am
all those kind of things.
I'm here. I am shaking the cobwebs off my brain right now, but I'll be fired up in just a minute. So what are you looking at here, Michael B?
The Street Fighter 2 Deluxe. We talked about how Time Crisis is shipping now in Canada. People have actually picked them up. And the Street Fighter 2 Deluxe, despite only being available for sale for 2 days, is already in people's homes. So Steven Swanson's got one. This is Shelion's review. I just want to pause it here because I do want to talk about the deck. The rumors of the yellow deck were greatly exaggerated, it appears. I feel bad for Biggie D. Whoever his inside contact was that told him about those 2000 yellow deck stained cabs, it's not doing him any favors because, I mean, they came out, they look great. They're not an exact match, of course, and hopefully we find out why, but I mean, it's not rocket science. It's this new scratch-resistant material on wood compared to this plastic part up here. So it's not 100% accurate, but I mean, I'll ask you guys, what do you think? I mean, that looks pretty goddamn good right there, doesn't it? Compared to what we saw at, where was it? Evo with B Kong and Travis there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at first glance, looking at the side profile and everything, when the camera was kind of panning from top to bottom, I mean, it looks like a nice cabinet. It really does look like a nice cabinet. So I would argue that this is probably the nicest looking Street Fighter cabinet that they've released out of the, I don't know, half a dozen or so that they've released. So
this is the 75th Street Fighter.
Whatever it is, this is certainly the nicest looking one. So, I mean, they've done a good job with it in general. The price point was really solid. So I don't know. There's not
a lot to complain about.
I was going to say, there's not a whole lot to complain about on this one. So
no,
I'm sure there's some people that'll find stuff, but
oh yeah, 100%.
But it's not so bad for $400.
It's definitely the cabinet we all would appreciate having day one, right?
Oh yeah.
And so over the years, they've taken all the feedback and they've put it in this cab at the price that now it was $399 on sale, but I think the regular price is $499 currently.
That's right, Carl. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still at $499, it has the backlit marquee, it has the full coin door, it's riserless, you know, so you have that seamless look. You got the rollover control panel or the waterfall type control panel. So it's a great value for people that's wanting to get into this home arcade thing here. It's a great entry. They started with this cabinet, and it's come a long way. And for people to buy their first Arcade1Up and for it to be this cabinet, that's a great starting point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like when you put this beside the very first Street Fighter cabinet, and this is about the same price as the original one when it came out. What was the original price? $299?
$299 without the riser, but then you had to get a riser to get to this height. You know,
and there was no lidded marquee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, in terms of like just the cost comparison from when was this? 2018 when they released.
Yep.
To today, the price difference isn't really that great. There's not a big difference between the prices from the original launch to this one. And this one just is so much better. It's just so much better in so many ways. So, I don't know. It looks good to me.
And the biggest change with it is it doesn't have that plastic cover on the control panel, which none of these should have had if they had the proper material.
You're talking about the acrylic?
Yes, they put out after the fact because the acrylic was the print was disappearing from the oils on our hands. So it's a great cabinet for re-release finally.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see how this material actually holds up. Arcade1Up has said they've stress tested it. Let's see the stress test after people have had this in the homes for 5, 6, 7 months, because they're saying nothing's going to rub off. So we will see. maybe there'll still be a deck protector yet. We'll see how long this lasts. Hopefully it is what it is. I know for OCD people, I'm OCD. It's going to be weird if I have a row of Arcade1Ups and they all have deck protectors to have one that doesn't. That's going to be weird for me.
Mm-hmm. And see, for me, my Galaga doesn't have the plastic, even though I received it. I just took, a sheer, what do you call it, the clear coat enamel spray. Took it off the thing, sprayed it, and it's holding up great with no issues. And I would prefer all of mine not to have it. I'm just too lazy to do that with all the other cabinets.
Yeah, I never did the clear coat. I just stuck with the acrylic, and I actually liked the look of the acrylic, even though it wasn't.
Arcade
it's kind of like an afterthought, but I still actually kind of liked how it looked. It looked kind of, it just like added like a nice sheen to it. It made it feel a little bit more sturdy. I don't know.
Would you say it added extra value?
It certainly added a whole level of value for the product line.
All right, Dubs, are you awake yet?
I'm getting there. So, happy to see the control deck doesn't look as horrible as it did during those.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Games. And of course, that again, poor Biggie D got some bad information, and everybody thought the first 2,000 coming out were all going to be the exact same color. So glad that they went back to the drawing board before production units came out and made sure that it was going to look as close to accurate as possible, because it looks a million times better.
And it has 14 games as opposed to 3 games that the original one came out. So again, it's overall a great value for anyone that missed out on the Street Fighter. And I would gladly have this here instead of the big blue. I got the big blue because I thought I would go online and play some people, but once I got beat up a few times, I was like, online is not a safe place. I'll stay here in the real world.
I'll throw something out there. I wish Capcom, instead of what they've done with the last 3 Capcom Legacy type cabs, well, the last 2, where they've gone with different games lists on all 3 cabs, I wish, because there's enough duplication of games that it's frustrating, I wish they would stick to one games list, and I wish they would separate them, that they do a Street Fighter cab with all the fighting series, because I would love to see a Street Fighter with like all the Street Fighter games, then maybe throw on Alpha, then throw in like the Darkstalkers series, maybe some of the other fighting games, leave that separate, and then do a whole nother Capcom cab with just all the greatest hits, like the beat 'em ups and Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider, all that shit on a different Capcom cab, because like I don't want to buy 4 different Street Fighters in order to get all these games together.
I agree.
I disagree. I think that every Capcom cabinet that comes out needs to be Street Fighter themed, and in fact, they should all look the same. They'll all be identical, except they have different games lists.
Carl, you want to take care of this super chat from Kevin Clausen?
Kevin Clausen, $2 super chat, $2 because this is a first time Restalgia made sense.
Mm-hmm. Paul probably unsubscribed.
All right.
Well, I think I made a little bit of sense more often than not, but that's okay.
All right, I'm almost there.
He's halfway, boys. He's halfway.
He doesn't even have any of his arcades on. You're still sleeping, buddy.
I had to come up here. I just turned on this stuff right here. I was like, crap, I'm late. The guys are going to be pissed. Guys, I'm going to hear about it when the show goes off the air. Trust me, when we have our after show chat, the boys are going to be like, dude, stop sleeping in, bro. But, I'm an old man. What can I say? I'm tired.
Anyways, that's pretty much it for the Arcade1Up news. There's no real other news right now, Dubs, unless you had anything else you wanted to throw in.
Are you talking about Arcade1Up? Was there any news? No. I don't think there's going to be really much Arcade1Up news for the rest of the year. I mean, you have Time Crisis coming out. You got the new Deluxe Cabs, Big Buck, and Street Fighter, and probably don't they have a Mortal Kombat one too? All due to ship before the end of the year.
Oh, Mortal Kombat's already out. The Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe. I don't know.
No, not that one. Not that one. Is there another deluxe besides Big Buck and Street Fighter that people were waiting to be shipped? Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man and Galaga that also went on sale for $3.99 last week.
Yeah. So I mean, minus those products like shipping, like I think that's it, guys, for the year for Arcade1Up. I mean, there's not going to be any news, big announcements. I don't think so.
Not till January.
You know, and then come January CES time, they always have announced stuff. So hopefully they'll announce some stuff in January. But
hopefully next year goes a little bit different because January we usually get our announcements on the legacy cabs, and if their first break in January is announcing more re-releases, I think people will lose a lot of hope.
Well, if you remember CES announcements the last couple of years, what they've done is announce that line of legacy cabinets. So they still haven't shipped all the deluxes that they've been announcing all year. And now come January, they're going to be like, oh, by the way, guys, here's our, maybe they'll call them Legacy XLs, Mike.
Actually,
Vault,
I'd be okay.
Vault XLs.
I'm fine with that. I mean, if it's they just come out in January, they're like, yeah, we're doing a Mortal Kombat XL. We're doing this XL, Atari Centipede XL. I'll be like, you know what? Good show for them. I think they nailed it.
Yeah, like, I mean, the Arcade1Up the Arcade1Up well of information, I think, is pretty much dry for the rest of the year, unless they want to announce some kind of announcement, or maybe they do some deals during the holiday. There'll be some sales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really, there's not much happening there, guys. So I don't expect, I wouldn't be like on the edge of my seat every week waiting for the next Arcade1Up announcement. Oh wait, we do have a little bit of news. I was actually very happy to see this. When I was letting the dogs out, I saw a post from Jester Tester. How many of you guys are familiar with Jester Tester? Everybody? So Jester Tester put out a fantastic video on his YouTube channel a couple of days ago saying, hey guys, discovered that with the Arcade1Up Casino Cade, you actually need to have it connected to the internet at all times. If for some reason the machine is not connected to the internet, the games, you can't play any of the games. And I don't know how this was missed in the past. Also, it doesn't seem that uncommon for a lot of tablet style games. Some games you have to be connected to the internet. So what is it a big controversy? You could go either way. But Arcade1Up responded to Jester Tester's video. Check this out, guys. And he just posted a community post on his channel. And they said, they responded to him and said they're going to do a firmware update and remove that feature. Yeah. So you can be offline and play all your games that are downloaded to the device. So I think that was really cool that he made that video and that they responded to him and said they're going to fix it. So big shout out in the live chat to Jester Tester. I do watch his channel. I do like his content. And man, he that's why we do what we do. We get on the internet and we complain and cry about things, but guess what? It makes shit happen. It makes shit happen. So there you go. What do you guys think about that? Arcade1Up saying that that's going to get fixed.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thing. I'm just curious. In his video, did he actually have one, or he was just
he's got a casino Cade.
Okay,
like he got one. He got one, and he did a review on it. And you know, he didn't really have much negative to say about it, except for a couple things. And he mentioned about the fact that for some reason it wouldn't connect to his Wi-Fi. I don't understand the whole situation. Something about like it only connects to old school
2.5.
The 2 point, not to his Wi-Fi 5, and he had all these issues trying to get it to connect to his own home internet. But once it was connected and he downloaded the games, he was like, I don't want to use the crap internet. I want to have my good internet in my house turned on at all times. Because I guess in his video or something, he said he went and bought a whole new router just for the Casino Cade to get it to connect. But so he's like, okay, I downloaded the firmware updates. I downloaded the games. I'm ready to play the machine. I'm going to take it. I'm going to go turn on my other internet and fire this thing up, and it just won't be internet connected, right? And the machine won't even turn on. It turns on and says you must be connected to the internet to play the game, something like that.
Wow.
So, of course, imagine Jester Tester, right? Like, he's gone through this whole process of trying to do all that. And whatchamacallit, and now they're gonna do a fix. So
Yeah,
supposedly,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Go ahead, Mike Lee.
So yeah, it's actually a bug that they never caught. Whoever brought that to the attention of Arcade1Up is really doing some good community work. So, anyways, it's a bug that they never caught, and it's an edging problem in the sense that no one ever picked up on it. They just assumed that people would play with internet. They didn't know how many people would actually just not have internet. They didn't consider this issue with people having trouble logging in and then wanting to not play with the internet. Now, to be clear, you do have to have internet to download the games, but after the games are downloaded, you're supposed to be able to play offline. They never caught it. So thanks to Jester Tester's video, they caught this bug, and now they're going to be doing an update to fix it. So I'm glad that got resolved.
So you obviously have to have the internet to get the update.
You 100% have to have internet. Like you have to have internet to download the game. So he actually mentioned that Arcade1Up responded to him, the customer service, and there seemed to be some confusion there because when they came back and they said you have to have internet, what they meant was you have to have internet because you have to have internet in order to download the games, and you have to have internet. Someone caught it here in the comments for the daily spin, but realistically, you don't need it to play the games. This is just a bug. It's going to be fixed. Everybody can relax.
Shelion Gaming, by the way, who thanks for letting us use your footage. We were showing off some footage of your Street Fighter Dynamo. So thanks for letting us show that off without copyright claiming us. We greatly appreciate you. Make sure you guys check out Shelion Gaming. Click the thumbs up and subscribe so the Super Game Room dudes don't get copyright claim. No, I'm just kidding. It's all fair use. But great job, Shelion. I know your stream, you had some audio issues, and I know that's stressful enough. But what's even more stressful is when P-Dubs watches an assembly video and protective footwear is not in play during the assembly. When she went to lift that cabinet, I was worried that some toes were going to get broken, that it was going to get smashed. But luckily, Shelion made it through without injury. Still would recommend protective footwear, my guys. Still would recommend it.
So one last thing on Arcade1Up. I don't think you're going to see any more game releases for the rest of the year, but they're doing some stuff with updates. They're going to go back and they're going to fix some cabs that need some fixing over the years. A lot of stuff is going to be coming out in the update side, so get ready for that.
I never wear any protective gear. I have my house shoes on, and they transition from my feet to my knees, depending if I got to be down to screw something in. So you have to have some flexibility with your footwear when putting these things together.
I mean, at least throw in a pair of Crocs or something. Protect those digits. 19K Fox is here, stirring up trouble. Fox, let's not live in the past, my friend. Let's continue to move forward. And move forward and all that stuff. Good. Oh, good. Glad Shelion caught the humor in that. Bobby, stop being an instigator. We don't appreciate that, my friend.
So if you move into the G panel, are we now worried about the H panel?
Maybe. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is when it comes to Arcade1Up news, guys. If there is any news until the end of the year, like Michael B saying, Travis made the rounds. He went on a full-on press tour. He visited 3 or 4 or 5 live streams and let people know that they're working on firmware updates and that we might see
he's also going around to Barnes and Nobles, Cracker Barrels. Like, you can find him there just randomly talking about Arcade1Up. Get ready, World Tour.
Yeah, the World Tour. There you go. Okay, so what's next on our docket here tonight, Mike? Because I am way behind on the times. Oh wait, let's do a quick promotional plug. We got a little plug right here we want to do. Again,
we want to do, or you want to do?
We're gonna do. Hang on 1 second.
You want to do, so we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. No, it's fine. It helps our viewers save money. So one of my favorite aftermarket modding companies is Escape Pod Online, and guess what, guys? They're doing a Friday the 13th sale right now. They got this little special right here. Oh, I gotta take us off the screen, guys. So let's see. Can I go? How do I get us off the screen? What happened to the option?
It's gone, brother.
What happened to the option? All right, here we go. We'll just maximize it. All right, there you guys go. All right, so Friday the 13th, guys. Again, this is Escape Pod Online. Use coupon code. We gotta kind of zoom in on it right here. Use coupon code Friday the 13th. Take your screenshots now. You'll get $10 off your order. Minimum order of $100. So if you buy something, Mike, check this out. Restalgia. Think of the value. If you buy something. If you buy something for $100 even off his website, that's like saving 10%, bro. It's huge.
That's massive. What if you bought something that's only $11?
You don't get shit. Minimum purchase, $100.
Minimum purchase, my dude. Minimum purchase. So there you go.
$89 off because you saved it.
The value. There you go, Jason. Well done. Okay, Mike, what was next on our list? I just want to hype that up because Dan over at Escape Pod Online, super good guy.
What do they sell over there at Escape Pod? God.
For Arcade1Ups, they do a lot of what do you call artwork packages and things like that. So for instance, that Dungeons and Dragons artwork package, that's all from Escape Pod Online, guys.
So now it's coming together.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Actually, I think they did they have NBA Jam XL decals too. So if you want to get Shaq off the side of your NBA Jam XL, check out Escape Pod. Hit Friday the 13th. P-Dubs gets money every time you do it.
And it's just Friday 13th. It's not Friday the 13th for the code. Friday 13th.
Yep. There you go. All right, Mike, what's next on our list?
We were waiting for you. We want to talk about David Bowie and his bulge.
Oh, I'm not ready for pinball yet. Let's talk iArcade. What? The iArcade is out of business. No news there. Let's move on to AtGames.
I'd like to go back to iArcade for a second because, I got this little gadget here, Restalgia, and I know you're the expert on these little gadgets. This a custom board. What can I do with this thing?
You can sideload. You can sideload all the goodness onto your iArcade with that.
Okay. And I can put USB devices on my cabinet as well. Or a mouse or a controller.
You can download certain Steam games on there too, like certain ones about girls that may be wet.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna do this tonight. Forget that.
Star Wars mod.
The Star Wars mod. We got to go with this. I got all these mods piling up over here. I'm gonna have to start making videos.
'Tis the season for modding, my friends. 'Tis the season for modding.
Yes,
so,
it is.
So what's going on in the world of AtGames? Well, the Chicago Comic Expo is coming up Pinball Expo is coming up very, very soon, guys. Next week, right?
That's right, yeah.
Next week. I myself will be there. Michael B, are you going or not?
Doesn't look like it. I'm trying.
Michael B's not going. Wagner's Tech Talk is going. I'm trying to think who else. If you're a YouTuber that's going, let us know in the live chat.
Nick Madsen's going. Stringer Films is going. Retro Ralph's going. I think Moat's going too.
All right, good stuff. So there should be plenty of content from the expo. We might see the new Labyrinth Pinball table there, as well as the new AtGames 4K, the Addams Family. We've already confirmed that Zen Studios and AtGames will be there together. Go ahead, Mike.
And Jersey Jack have a new table they're unveiling there as well.
All right. I know when Mike wants to talk because he's got a very concerned look on his face when he wants to get it in.
My wife knows that look too.
Oh man.
What are you eating over there, Michael? Because you sure are making me hungry. What you got there?
Well, these little Dairy Milk fruit and nut bars. They're delightful.
Okay. Right.
No, AtGames isn't doing Labyrinth. That's a totally separate company, but we're going to cover that here after AtGames. So that's going to be interesting to see the 4KP Adams Family in all its glory at the convention. And I heard they're bringing out the big guns. I heard PK himself, CEO of AtGames, is going to be there. I heard Mel Kirk, chief licensing guy over at Zen Studios, is going to be there. So it sounds like they're pretty proud of this machine. They're bringing out the big guns, and they're going to be showing this thing off. Now, can't wait to see it in person. See how it performs.
Is the real AtGames CEO going to be there?
Who?
We know PK is just a figurehead. He's an illusion, because it's like the Wizard of Oz. The real CEO is right here.
Well, are you going to be there, Restalgia? And will you have any surprises for us?
I am not the CEO, and I will not be there.
Aww.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
Michael Zvebeck. I say that wrong every time, don't I?
I don't even know how to say it.
Zvebeck?
I don't even know how to say it.
Michael S. will be there from AtGames. Michael, who works for AtGames.
Yep, who used to work for iArcade, so he's from the Chicagoland area. If they don't let him come to the Expo, that would be a huge mistake. So there you go. Is Zen going to show other games at the show? Now, we don't know. We We can't say that. So far, the only thing they've advertised is that the Addams Family machines are going to be there. And if Zen's going to be there, I'm feeling pretty confident that they'll actually have Addams Family running on these machines. It'd be kind of silly to have the machine there with the artwork without the game running. Now, will they actually surprise us and maybe have some of these other games preloaded? I hope so. That would be pretty cool, because a lot of people who visit their booth are going to say, wow, you got Addams Family. Then they're going to start cycling through all the Zakaria Deluxe games on the built-in games list and be like, where's the other Zen games? So I hope they do that. I really hope they surprise people and do that. Go ahead. Oh, sorry, Mike. I thought you wanted to say something. We got a $2 super chat from Sandman1, and it was a blank message. Well, we appreciate the super chat. Thanks so much.
You can't kill the Sandman, P-dubs.
Well,
Paul Binderman says, wake me up. Go ahead.
I have some AtGame news. I finally got my pinball back on. I got the out of order sign off of it. So
nice.
Products, one's back in action. I still have a out of order sign Gamer Pro. It won't connect to the Bluetooth. I got a call support. And then the ALU over there. But the ALP back in business. I was actually playing some pinball, trying to configure my buttons to get that going. I had some Spider-Man on that the other day. So that's in progress as well. So I was pretty excited about that. I'm starting to think I can play some pinball on the bigger screen and let the Toy Shock go over to my brother's house soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, guys, make sure
good job, Carl.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Detroit Love's YouTube channel. He's been posting a lot of YouTube shorts showing the steps he's been taking getting his AtGames pinball up and running with the VPX and all that stuff. So make sure you guys check that out.
I watched your Ghouls and Ghosts cabinet review the other day, Detroit Love. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, you did. You made a comment. I said, Michael B made it over here. And that was pretty nice. You need to give me some pointers on my thumbnails.
I thought your thumbnail was pretty good, dude.
Okay,
there was no pointers needed on that one, man.
My thumbnails are the worst. They're just the worst.
No, they're not the worst.
Horrible. They're horrible, but I don't want to have to keep paying someone to do them. So
you're swimming upstream there. It's just like, I'm going to pay someone $15 to do a thumbnail. This video might make 10.
I think it's if it's something that I'm really proud of, I want a really nice thumbnail. But if it's content I don't care about, it's a 2-minute thumbnail made in Photoshop.
I love Mason. I think it's worth it if you're trying to build like your channel to become successful and stuff like that. It's important.
Oh, but, well, then I don't need Mason then.
No, but like if you're just making like stupid videos and stuff like most of us are, I mean, why pay someone to do the editing, to do your thumbnail and shit like that? I mean.
Oh, Paul, how we love you so. You know what's interesting is minus some Dr. Seuss pinball games that got released a few months ago. If you guys think about it, this is October. And have we seen any brand new products from AtGames this year? Has anything actually been released, minus a couple of digital pinball games? Pretty crazy. Well, stuff's been announced. Stuff's been put up for pre-order. But hopefully by the end of the year, they'll actually get some of these pinball machines out to people, right? So,
well, retail's also been really, really slow for products of this nature. So, I mean, like, I can't criticize AtGames for not putting something out, because if they're not confident in sales, why would you try to rush something out to market?
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about this Atari GameStation? I actually have a fun story about this. Are you guys familiar with what this is over at Costco?
No. Yeah, it's some stupid looking thing that's trying to look like a 7800. I don't know.
I just don't know what it is.
What?
I haven't seen it.
It's My Arcade has their own Atari plug and play now called the GameStation.
Yeah, it's a plug and play. Yeah, so it's actually at Costco. So when I picked up that Pac-Man XL from my local Costco, they had the Pac-Man XL on a pallet next to the Arcade1Up Star Wars Pinball, on a pallet next to the My Arcade Atari GameStation Pro. And I think a great channel that has done some fantastic coverage on this product is Gen X Grown Up. Guys definitely want to go check out his channel. He's covered these things in thorough detail. But this is a plug-and-play Atari console. Keep in mind, guys, don't get this confused with the re-release of the Atari 2600. That's something completely different that actually plays cartridges, right? This is just a plug-and-play HDMI console. But Gen X Grown Up actually seemed to like the product. And he's a huge Atari fan. And these are available at Costco now. And I saw these in person. And, you know, it's a tiny little thing. But, you know, if it works, it works, right?
Same thing Restalgia's wife says.
Oh, man, I was waiting for it.
And it's currently $79.99.
Yep, only $79 for this. I like the controllers with the RGB lighting on them and stuff like that.
So I really haven't seen a lot of positive feedback. I've heard maybe it's good, but I've heard that there's a bunch of games on here that aren't 2600 games or Atari games, that are just like homebrews and hacks that it comes with.
Sweet.
Yep. Hazo right here with some great feedback. $80 with 2 sticks and paddles, because the paddles are, I think, built onto the sticks. Load up every 2600, 5200, 7200.
Oh, if you can side load, and I can put Halloween Atari 2600 on this, I'm good to go.
Yeah. I am waiting for Restalgia to pick one of these up, and we get a great video saying how to add PlayStation games to the Atari GameStation Pro in 2023. Isn't that right, Restalgia?
Well,
that's going to be happening very, very
2024
soon.
video, but yeah.
Can we get these in Canada, Restalgia? You know about shit like this.
I don't know. How would I know if we can get this in Canada?
Because like your channel is built on hacking these horrible mini systems.
That is not a mini system. That is not a mini system.
Are you guys big Atari fans in the live chat? Let me know, because I'm going to ask you guys a question here. Don't make me set up one of these big annoying ass polls. But
so now you got a problem with polls.
Oh, I do. I'm mad. I'm tired of looking at that blue box for 60 minutes when I'm trying to watch a show. But listen, to each his own, right? To each his own. Here's the thing. If you like the idea of this game station, give us a 1. But if you're waiting on the Atari re-release that actually plays cartridges, give us a 2. Which would you rather prefer? A plug and play and you can side load play everything? Or do you actually want the cartridges? Let us know in the live chat, guys. Me, I'm not a big Atari fan, so I don't care either way. I just want to know which one you guys are more interested in.
I heard the last AtGames Atari 50th anniversary flashback was actually pretty good. And you know what's even cooler? It actually looks like an Atari system, so you get the nostalgia.
Oh, okay. Well, doesn't the 2600 thing re-release, doesn't it look like an Atari?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right, so you'll get it.
Yeah, but it's also $200.
I gave options of 1 and 2, and look at everyone in the chat, 3s and 6s. You guys are a bunch of troublemakers out there in the live chat. Better watch out. I'll get Detroit Love to come get you.
And put a 4 in there if for some goddamn reason you're getting... I was told not to say that. Put a 4 in there if you think that none of these things are for you and you're getting the Atari 50th Arcade1Up.
I don't know. How well do you think that thing's going to do?
I don't know. Atari's like a big thing. That's obviously why there's 3 different companies all releasing Atari products right now, 4 including Arcade1Up. I'm sure some people will buy it. I saw people on the fan page today talking about it saying, oh my God, the Atari 50th shipped today. And I was like, why?
Let's see right here. Rather have a laser disc player. There you go. All this talk about Atari is pretty cool, guys, but you know what's cooler? Another super chat from Kevin Clausen right there, $2. 19K Fox, he even wrote the script for me. You better watch out, my friend. Transition achieved. Papa Brad also covers the Atari a lot on his channel, so you guys might want to check out Papa Brad for that as well. He does a lot of fun Atari gameplay videos. Minus that's all that's going on with AtGames.
Why don't you check on the dogs while Restalgia, you can answer this question. Kevin Clausen says, Atari is not for me, rather buy an air fryer. Where would he go to get a good air fryer, Restalgia?
Amazon.com has a really great creator there that produces videos for certain products. I can't remember his name. I think it started with an R and ended with an Restalgia or something like that. But that guy makes incredible videos on small appliances, large appliances, books, you name it. Anything that's not home arcade related or electronic related, that guy covers it, and he can definitely hook you up.
Dr. Freeman, tell me that you have Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Road Rash, and Sewer Shark for your 3DO, because those are the best games for that system. You might not agree with me on Sewer Shark, though.
I have a question for you guys. So, are you guys familiar with this retro shooter? And so I saw that.
That was weeks ago, Carl. What are you just catching up now?
Yeah,
Carl's catching up on everything, man.
Yeah, I'm not living online like you guys, so I know Restalgia likes these type of things, like these integration kits and things. So I'm just curious what he thought about it, because
I actually haven't used one. I don't have one. Okay. I've seen a few little videos, like little clips of stuff. It looks like it's actually a pretty good machine. Okay. It does look like it's well built. The OS is nice. Plug and play, and it works. I think that's the biggest thing. So it definitely looks like it's a
Pandora's box.
What's that?
It's on a Pandora's box.
Yeah, it just works. Like, it just runs.
So you're a Pandora's box fan?
I had a Pandora's box. I don't have it anymore, but I did. I don't mind them. They're just
I like well.
I don't mind them.
One thing I will like about this, they fixed the stretched issue. That's always been my problem with the Pandora's box. Like, that just
the aspect ratios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they seem interesting. If you really just want something that's like, you don't have to configure anything, it just works kind of right out of the box, it's a good option. It's got tremendous value, Carl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You thinking about getting one, Carl?
I'm always thinking about getting something or whatever.
It's so funny because Carl's PW might have missed this. Carl's wife told him he's not allowed to buy any more arcades. So now Carl's doing all this mod shit, and he's like, "What else can I buy that's not technically an arcade, but it is an arcade?"
Yeah, a new arcade. This whole thing. It's always been able to shoot.
That's true. I received. How many of you out there in the live chat? You got your retro shooter gun kits, and you're ready to install them in your Arcade1Up Terminator 2 cabinets, or connect it and do the integration kit with your AtGames Legends Ultimate arcade machines. Let me know in the live chat, guys, because Buy Stuff Arcades once again continues Restalgia to add value to the purchases you already have in your home with these integration kits. And let's pull this up here for you guys real quick. So they've put out a couple quick YouTube videos showing these integration kits in play for both the Legends Ultimate as well as for the Terminator 2. I can pull up those YouTube video, guys, if you want. They also, I received mine. I got a kit for each, so I'll be testing out both of these as well. So I'm super excited for that. These guys are awesome. There's a lot of machines I think I would have sold or thrown out if it wasn't for Buy Stuff Arcades. What about you guys? No? I can't shill Buy Stuff Arcades?
Oh, like I said, you weren't here earlier. I just received my Star Wars mod kit from from those guys on Tuesday.
Oh, you got this one right here, the Star Wars mod kit?
Yes, and
Very cool.
And I got everything. I originally ordered the ALU, and it was like, you don't want that one. Get this one. So they actually upgraded that for me. But I purchased this with my own cash because I've been wanting to do something with this Star Wars, because I love the look of the Star Wars cabinet. It's a beautiful cabinet, but I just don't play this much. So I want to do something to add value to it so that I'll play it more, because I definitely enjoy the yoke.
So, Carl, you might want to check out, I don't know, Retro Shooter now coming up with the AtGames stuff, but if you can get a cheap T2, like they did some really impressive stuff with the T2 shooter kit.
Okay.
Yep. So let's take a look here at how easy it's going to be to use this. So right there, you'll notice he's got some double-sided sticky tape on the Retro Shooter console. That's the console that comes with your Retro Shooter kit that's got the Pandora's Box 10th Anniversary Edition hardware in it. And he's going to connect it here. Let's get past the boring stuff. So if you did their race driving mod to the bottom of the control panel, which I did as well for the AtGames Legends Ultimate, if you wanted to use Glenn's yoke. Here, let me move out of the way here for you guys. So if you guys did this, you notice how right there's a little console mounted right there. Well, it's the same setup right here that they're doing right here. So you get past all this stuff. Let's get to the fun stuff, man. It's very simple. Very simple. Plugging in some wires, sticking your console on here. Oh, look at this.
I see they have some flat cables there. So
you need the flat cables.
Yeah. Yep. You'll get the flat cables with your kit. The flat cables are fantastic.
Nice.
Love those. Let's kind of move forward here. And basically what you're going to end up with once you get everything connected is, well, now your controls are working. So keep in mind, these Retro Shooter kits come with a Pandora's box. It's got 5,000 some games on it. So if you do want to play all the arcade and console games that are built in, you will be able to do it via OTG mode, as you can see right here. He's got his controls working. Or you'll just be able to play the light guns. Now, the best part about the light guns is, let's get to the good stuff.
Oh, do you gotta do some kind of setup with the controls?
No, it's like connecting OTG to any other console. So
you don't have to calibrate it or anything.
Well, no, there's a little bit of a process, but it's not.
We'll just skip right over that. It's
not difficult. It's not difficult. All right, but here, look right there. We got the light bar sensors. So keep in mind, they're supplying brand new light gun sensors for you to use, not the sensors that come with the kit. And as you can see here, they got them hidden. It's kind of perfect in those little circles that are on the Tron bezel artwork, right?
Right.
But yeah, right there. And he's just running the cables through the speakers is what he's showing you here. So you could do it a couple different ways. This is the way if you want to actually have the wires exposed, which in my opinion, it's probably the way I'm going to do it, because I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I have a wire sticking out, there is a way to hide it behind the bezel, which we'll show you here. So their sensors are a lot smaller, very less obnoxious, that you can see right here versus the Retro Shooter one. So I think that's pretty cool. Either way, let's go here. And they also have gun holsters as well for your Retro Shooter guns. And let's get to the fun part. Either way, it's all your basic plug and play stuff. And do we get some gameplay?
Nope.
Come on.
No gameplay.
Here we go. So now he's actually playing it. Now, the one nice thing about the Retro Shooter kit is that you could either have it in the stretched aspect ratio, which works well for AtGames having the 24-inch widescreen. You could also revert to the 4:3 aspect ratio if you want to have the black bars on the side of the screen and play the games in their proper aspect ratio. But keep in mind, there's some console shooters on here that do require or look better with the stretch screen.
Yeah.
But also, what's nice about the Retro Shooter kits is, because it's light guns, it's a light bar. It's basically a Wii gun, Wii remote. I mean, you don't have the bar on the screen that you do with Sinden, that obnoxious white bar. So, but it works. So it's pretty cool. I got my kit. I'm definitely going to check it out this weekend. I'm going to test it on both machines. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the live chat. Or did any of you guys pre-order one of these? Are you interested in one of these? Let me know. What do you guys think on the panel here, man?
I think it looks good. I think it's a good option for people who want to play light gun games on their AtGames machine for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing is some people don't know how or don't want to deal with configuring setting up a PC. Now, the retro shooter light guns do work very, very well with TechnoParrot, but if you say that to, let's just say, a general owner, they're gonna be like, "Oh, wait, I gotta set all this up. You know, I want something more plug and play, right? And if I could just turn on this console and it plays 67 light gun games." And it plays them fairly well, except for some of the games have some graphic issues or audio issues because let's be honest, it's a Pandora's box. You know, a lot of people are into it like that. These retro shooter kits have been selling like hotcakes ever since they came out.
Yeah,
hotcakes.
There a lot of excitement in Canada. A lot of the guys like Charlie Chuck. I don't know if a Tool bought one afterwards, but all those guys love them. They all went out and picked them up. I'm pretty impressed with them. So. As much as I dislike Pandora's box, everybody seems to love these, so good on them. And if there's an option to play it on your AtGames Legends Ultimate, cool. I think that's cool. I really like what Buy Stuff did with the T2 retro shooter mods, so lots of really cool options out there.
Yep, or you can get... Go ahead, Carl, go ahead.
Well, I would imagine that you don't have to put this on a cabinet with a small screen. You can use a big screen TV with these sensors as well.
Oh yeah, you can just mount the sensors on top of your 75-inch TV in your living room and fire away. That's another nice thing about the kit. Right here, you kind of see them setting it up for your Arcade1Up T2. I think this did require them drilling a little bit of a hole. Mm-hmm. Let's just get to the end. Because it's all plug and play, right, Mike?
It's just plug and play. There's like literally no work.
Yeah, there's no work. It's just plug and play, baby. It's just plug and play.
Now these are the new guns because T2 comes with the crappy light.
And keep that in mind, Arcade1Up fans out there. If you do this, you are gut modding your cabinet, so you're not going to be able to flip back over and use the original Arcade1Up PCB hardware, online leaderboards, all that stuff. You are gut modding the cabinet. You are adding an HDMI converter board onto the back of the thing. So just a heads up there, make sure you're ready to gut the cabinet, and you're not going to be using the Arcade1Up guns anymore. You're going to be using the retro shooter guns, which honestly, the retro shooter guns are better than the plastic toys that came with the Arcade1Up. You know, with that little spinning feedback clicker.
So is your wife, are you doing the T2 mod? Is your wife okay with this? Does she know about it?
She says that if it doesn't play Terminator 2, she's going to be pissed. So,
because that's why you got T2, right? Was because she wanted something that was plug and play. It's hers.
It's the only arcade one in the house.
And you're going to have to, you're going to go and put this thing together.
And it's not in the loft. It's not in my office. It is downstairs in the living room, right by the big TV, so she could turn it on and play it whenever she wants.
So can she just turn it on and play with this new mod? Now, is she gonna have to go through some?
Well, she'll turn it on, and she'll have to navigate a couple pages over and down a couple of lines,
and then calibrate the guns, and then rehook up the sensor.
Don't tell her that, Mike. Don't tell her that, Mike.
I'm sure you can set some games as favorites out of that.
Yeah. No, for AtGames, you're not doing a full gut mod, guys. You're not doing a full gut mod. So that's what's always nice about AtGames with their OTG mode, and also with them having HDMI in and things like that, is you're able to add additional devices, consoles, and play that stuff on your cabinet. Arcade1Up doesn't have those features. They don't have HDMI in. They don't even have HDMI out. So you are doing a gut mod for T2. So just a heads up there.
I can't wait to watch. This is going to be on the next episode of Divorce Court. It's just going to be Pete Ups there, and you're going to be like, "Sir, why are you getting separated?" I took the Arcade1Up out of the Arcade1Up.
Yes.
It's now a Pandora's box.
Yeah. So on the Pandora's box, the retro shooter, you can go in where they have all the games list categories like fighting games, shmups, action games, platformers. You can turn the games lists off, so those games don't even appear. So instead of navigating through 5,000 games, you could just have the light gun games turned on, and you'll just have a list of like 60 some, like I think it's 67. I can't remember if they've added some. They've done some firmware updates since the last time I turned mine on. They may have added some more games. I'll have to take a look. You guys will have to let me know.
So, Charlie Chuck, I mentioned you earlier. Is it actually? I wanted to ask you this. It has like modern games too. Didn't I see you playing like Terminator Salvation or something on this? Does that work on the retro shooter?
Terminator Salvation? What?
Maybe I'm thinking about like some kind of Gun i4 build or something you had going.
I don't think so. Okay, so that's what's going on there with that stuff. So that's all pretty exciting. So get ready for videos and stuff on that. You guys want to talk a little bit of pinball?
Yeah,
sure.
Why not?
It's in the thumbnail. Let's do it.
Is that a no?
No, I want to talk pinball. I've been waiting all night.
All right, let's see here if we can. Let's see if we can make this happen, guys. All right, get hyped, get ready. Hopefully this works. Nope, it's not working. Oh, wait.
I have turned the world upside down, and I have done
Let's
it
watch
all
this together.
for you. You have 13 hours in which to solve the labyrinth. Turn back before it's too late.
Things are not always what they seem in this place.
Young adventurer.
Search me? We're just the knockers.
So many great call-outs in this game.
Would you go left or right?
No,
Stop, I
People
say.
can't see it. Take the comments off.
Take out the lighthouse! You've done it. Whoa, super jackpot!
You're a wonderful conversational companion.
The bog of eternal stench.
Oh, no, the queen.
Complete this quest, and you'll be rewarded.
Ooh, Magic Dance.
Yep, they got the four of the biggest songs for the movie, it looks like. Boom. $10,000 from a brand new pinball company called Barrels of Fun. Pre-orders are available now. Michael B, did you put in your pre-order, my friend?
Of course not.
Was that a mid-row ad there?
I don't know what that was.
One of those zombie games. I don't know. But like $10,000, as much as people are shitting on this, realistically, the Stern premiums are like, I think $9,599 right now. So it's like $400 more than Stern Premium. It looks like it's got a lot of the LE features of the Sterns because you've already got the arc blades. I'd have to look to see what else is on it, but it's got that really cool video screen in the back. Like if you can take a look there, the actual back is a video screen with scenes from the movie and shit coming up.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that familiar with the movie. Like I'm not that big a fan. But man, this is a beautiful pinball machine. A lot of really cool things. A lot of cool characters on there. No 3D printed robot like on my beloved Galactic Tank Force pinball. So, yeah, I mean, good job, Barrels of Fun. You're coming out of the gates swinging.
Yep. So there's things to know. There's good things and bad things, right? And let's kind of run through stuff here. I have a lot of pictures and photos and stuff to share with you guys, because I'm pretty hyped about this thing. So, for instance, you got your back glass here with David Bowie on it. They are selling an optional back glass, which we'll show you here later on if you wanted to switch it. Got your oversized DMD. So, and then of course down here it looks like another video display. Ain't that right, Mike?
Yeah, for the background.
And then,
I think that's awesome.
what I loved seeing on the full reveal, like Mike just said, was the artwork on the inside of the cabinet right here. So the art blade's already put in for you. Now you'll notice something's missing. Like you got all the heroes. You got Hoggle. You got Epididymis, the fox who rides the dog. I can never say his name. You got Hoggle right here. They're in the Goblin City, right? And you see a bunch of the goblins who you saw in the movie. But something's missing, or something huge is missing. What is it? Does anyone know in the live chat?
Bowie's Bulge?
No, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
Sarah is nowhere on this pinball machine. And that kind of stinks because she's like the main character. But I guess the way you play the game is you're the pinball. You're Sarah as the pinball making your way through the labyrinth to the Goblin Castle.
Whoa. So you're telling me for $10,000 I can bang Sarah?
Yeah. Man, you always make this so hard on me. I'm not trying to make this easy as possible. Now they did get here's the songs from the movie. Dance Magic, Underground, Chilly Down as the World Falls Down. I think that's the love song when they're when he's got her trapped in the crystal ball and he's trying to seduce her at the masquerade ball. Within You. So
my love song is always Within You. So I don't know what those other ones are.
Yep. Let's keep going because I want to show you this one right here. So this is fantastic. So this is gives you a great idea as to what this pinball machine looks like and what it's going to have. So Goblin Gate Fork Trap with the humongous smart drop target. Brick Keeper lift ramp and hidden home. So this the ramps they lift. This one right here. So there is get in underneath. So multiple directions on the game. They have a diverter, the Wise Man U-turn diverter. Diverters are always fun, right? 5 custom hand-painted sculptures are all over this machine, including Humongous, the Knocker Scene, which that's the doors right here, the Goblin Village, the Goblin King's Castle, and the Wise Man right here. The Wise Man had the hat with the talking bird. Would you please be quiet? You guys remember the movie, right? And then they have 4 interactive sculptures that appear like you saw in the trailer, like the worm pops up. Hello. I said hello from the movie. Well, if they kept on going that way, she would have gone right to the castle. Like, come on, that was a great line in the movie, in the beginning of the movie. You got one of the dancing head guys back here. I forget what their name is. Hey, lady, you throw your own head, you know. Hey, her head don't come off. They try to rip her head off. Like, it's kind of intense, like, for little kids to watch. These guys are ripping their heads off and throwing them around. And they're like, hey, lady, her head don't come off. But take a look right here at the table. Let's just kind of fast forward a little bit. I know. You guys don't want to talk about this, but I think this looks pretty cool. But you notice right here, you got Hoggle, you got Ludo, you got, God, I can never say his name. Mike, what is it?
Sir Didymus.
Yeah, there you go. God, you got them, but no Jennifer Connelly. She wouldn't even let them put a picture of her as Sarah right here. You know what I mean? Like, could we at least get that little picture? Can we get something?
Yeah. You have to wonder if use of her likeness. It's like on the Arcade1Up Cabs. Like when you look at Tron, like some of the faces are blurred out. Like I'm sure that comes down to a licensing financial thing where they can't use their likeness.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a licensing thing, but man, look at how cool that looks with the screen down here and with all the art blades on the side.
They weren't worried about it with David Bowie. I mean, David Bowie's not around anymore. It's not like he can sue him.
Yep. So they're selling alternate art back glass. They're selling a topper. They're also selling an alternate plunger rod, which is actually the Nipper monster, who, if you guys saw the movie, when she's walking through the hedge mazes. The goblins chasing her, the guards all have spears, and on top of the spear, instead of it having a spear tip, they had these little goblin, like nipper creatures that were on top of the spear tip. So that's where those guys are coming from. But I got some more stuff to show you right here. So here's the artwork on the other side, and you'll notice it is a little bit different than the artwork on the right-hand side. So on the right-hand side, you actually saw Ludo and all them, right? But on the left-hand side, you have more characters. So it's like it's one big scene in the Goblin Village that wraps around, which I think is pretty cool. But again, no Sarah, so that kind of stinks right there. But all right, take a look here, Mike. You know, you've played a lot of real pinball. What do you think? Like when you walk up to this pinball machine and you see this, like look how good that looks right here. When you walk up and see this, does it look fun? I mean,
it does look fun.
The sculptures, the mechanics, it makes you want to say, hey man, I want to check that out. There's a lot of stuff on that table.
I want to play it. I want to see what it's like. I don't have the same nostalgia for the IP that you and I know Cool Toy's all in on this. I mean, for God's sakes, Cool Toy named his son Bowie. I think he's all in on this. So, but I want to see what it's like because it does look like it's a beautiful play field. I love that. You can't see where my hand's going, but I love how they have that interactive screen on the background where they can change what's going on back there. The sculpts, the ramps, everything looks great. I can't wait to play it, but there's only 1,000 of these being produced from what I understand. So I think like most of these are going to go to collectors' homes. I don't know if this is going to be one you're going to see regularly, like just head to a bowling alley and be able to play it.
Yeah, it's a brand new pinball company, and they said that they're only making 1,100 machines. It's probably all they have capacity to do at this time or something of that nature, right? It's their first machine. Hopefully it's successful. Hopefully it sells out. I haven't checked to see if it's sold out yet or not, but take a look here. I mean, this looks like a lot of fun to me. All these sculptures. This looks great.
Yeah, and real quick, guys, $5 super chat from Patrick. He says, do they sell a Kroll conversion kit for it?
I love Kroll, by the way. Oh man, I would love to do that. I would love to see that. All right, but yeah, right here. Here's the. This is the other
plunger option.
Plunger rod you could buy with the little guys that are on the spear tips. So if you guys want that, or if you want to get the standard plunger, well, that's a great artwork.
I'm excited that there's a new pinball company out there making.
Oh yeah.
Some new tables. The brown tones. It's just overwhelming to me. I'd like to see some more color, but obviously you can't change that. But it looks like a pretty fun table. Definitely would like to be able to see it. Hopefully it shows up on Pinball Map, and if there's one out in the wild, we can maybe get to one.
Another thing I really like about this, like I love the artwork on the Zen tables, and I know Zombie Yeti is there full time. But everything seems so samey. This has a completely different art style that's more retro 80s, and I know that's because it's a Labyrinth table. I love that. And it seems like everything with Stern and these other companies are trying to emulate what Stern is doing. This is just so different. I love it.
Yeah. So who is this guy? Does anyone remember from the movie in the live chat?
We'll have to do our homework this weekend and watch this movie.
He's got a very important line in the very beginning of the movie, right when Toby is getting kidnapped.
So does anybody else here like the Labyrinth except for Patrick?
Oh my God. You guys, are you serious? He's the guy. They're all like hiding in the dark closet in the beginning of the movie where she's holding the kid, and they're like, he's the one who goes, she's going to say the words. You know the words, right? To kidnap the kid. Oh, come on, man.
I watched this movie.
Say the words.
I watched this movie once in the 80s when I was a child.
You should have watched it more than once, Mike. You should have watched it more than once. I love how this guy pops up as well in the thing.
Look at this. Oh my God, that poor character has seen some shit.
Yes, right here. Now, hey, if they do a whole bunch of, I saw some people ask for Crawl, and then they should have done Legend. You guys remember Legend with Tom Cruise? Great movie. Yeah. And also, wasn't that Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Wasn't it Mia, the girl, the brown-haired girl, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the girlfriend? It was her first movie with Tom Cruise. That was her first movie. What's her name, guys? The actress who was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off played Ferris's girlfriend. She was also in Time Cop. She got naked in that movie. I'm sure you guys know who she is. There it is, Mia Sara. Boom, there you go.
That was her in Time Cop?
That was her in Time Cop. Yes, and that was a pretty good love scene in Time Cop, I must say.
Man, all right, the 90s had some good stuff. If you ever want to, check out Highlander 3. Primo software sex scene.
What happens in Highlander 3?
primo softcore sex scene. Highlander 3. Check it out.
Yes. And then right up here, you got the old man with the talking bird for a hat. So his hat is a talking bird in the movie. It's pretty funny. The bird keeps interrupting him when he talks. I know how that feels. So, oh, by the way, hey, Mike, take a look. You want to know something about this right here? This is a really funny story because this was next to the last picture. What is this right here? This guy. You know what this is?
No.
So this is the thumbnail for the South Park pinball video I did last night. I actually used AI Restalgia. You'll be proud of me. I went to that AI picture making tool and I said, here's a picture of me. Turn me into a South Park character. And this is what popped out. And then I took that picture and then I stuck it on this thumbnail right here. And no one caught it. It was like an Easter egg in my thumbnail yesterday. But that's supposed to be me if I was a South Park character per those AI. I forget the name of the website.
What do you got going on under your lip here? Is that herpes?
I don't know what that is, man.
Look at the red.
I think
there.
it's
You
brown.
got some kind of rash.
Brown.
No, that's red, man. You got a rash. You got a rash on your bottom lip.
No, Mike. All right. Next topic. Next topic. Moving on.
Okay, there's more pinball to talk about. We got some really exciting news last week. Of course, Stranger Things re-release. I'm trying to move heaven and earth to make that work.
Yes.
But we got new news today. You know what else Stern announced they're re-releasing?
Elvira
House of Horrors. They're doing another production run. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, but it's another run of limited editions, which makes the limited.
There's no pro?
No, it's limited. It's like 500 different red limited editions.
Oh,
and
that sucks. The
that
people with
kinda
the limited editions, man.
Yeah, people with the limited editions are pissed because it kind of undervalues the limited editions from before, and they've done Elvira other limited style editions. Like they're milking that. That license is a license to print money.
Yeah,
but the people that own them, machines aren't as special as they were.
So that's been confirmed. They're doing more limited editions. That's it.
Yeah, it's like 500 limited edition Elvira.
That's a kick in the nuts. I was hoping they were just doing premium.
It is a kick in the nuts. Oh yeah, so we real quick about the Labyrinth one. So there's a lot of cool things. Great IP. The video looked cool. The gameplay looked cool in the video. But keep in mind, it was filmed that way as a trailer. This machine will actually be at the Expo. People will be able to get their hands on it next week and hopefully be able to, I'm sure there'll be lots of content out there from lots of people saying what they think of how the game plays and all that. And on the paper, it all looks cool. But again, $10,000 if you want to own this in the home. They're only making $1,100. It's a brand new pinball manufacturer, brand new company. So you are taking a risk versus buying from someone who's been doing this for a long time and is more established.
Yeah, just really quickly, let's talk about that. Like, you buy this pinball machine, you're like, I can't wait till they get to Code 1.0. Company's out of business. Code is fucked. Good luck.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's pros and there's cons. You know what I mean? So, so there's a lot to think of. Yep. All right, cool. Good deal. Anything else we got going on?
Friday the 13th. We were just going to really quickly talk about the movies, talk about the day.
Okay.
Restalgia is a big fan of Friday the 13th. He watched the one where Bambi's mom died.
So sad. Untimely.
No, but anyways, today is Friday the 13th. In my younger years, I'd always celebrated. I'd actually watch through the movies, at least the first 4. And but now, as an adult with kids and responsibilities, I haven't even got a time to watch one single minute of a Friday the 13th film. So, we talked about this a little bit. P-Dubs, were you a fan of these movies growing up?
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
With Jason Voorhees? I was more on Team Freddy than I was on Team Jason. And on Freddy versus Jason, I'm still mad at the ending. Although it was kind of funny, the ending. The movie's 20 years old. We can talk about it.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it in the beginning, yeah.
When Jason wins and he walks out of the lake and he's holding Freddy's head and Freddy winks at you, like letting you know he won, but I'm not really gone. Like, that upset me because I really wanted Freddy to win, although that was a funny way to end it. But still, Yeah, I mean, they're okay in my opinion, but I would rank the Nightmare on Elm Street slasher films as more exciting to me than the Friday the 13th Jason ones.
Okay, so I'll ask you guys this. Carl, I know you probably don't know. Favorite Friday the 13th movie? Which of the Friday the 13th was your favorite, if you can remember back? Really quickly, Sandman 1, which is also You Can't Kill the Sandman. I threw that out there. Do you know what Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that's from?
You Can't Kill the Sandman?
Can't Kill the Sandman. Yeah.
Is that a quote from a movie?
Yeah. The bad guy was named the Sandman.
And while you guys are contemplating on what your favorite is, let me know in the chat which one's the worst one. Was it Jason Goes to Space or was it Jason Goes to New York?
Oh, you missed the worst one. Jason went somewhere else. That's the worst one.
Will Zen ever do the Elvira pin tables? Well, if it's a Stern Elvira, probably not. Stern doesn't want to do virtual pinball, so
no, ever again. There's a chance. There's a chance on Party Monsters and Scared Stiff. So we'll see.
Yeah, but not House of Horrors. So yeah, there you go.
Let's see if anybody's got it. It's no, not Universal Soldier. It's the one where he's in the prison. What is that one called?
Is it called just Legend?
No. Emmanuel, Princess of the Universe. Death Warrant. There you go. Thank you, JR.
Death Warrant.
Death
I don't
Warrant.
remember that one.
Can't Kill the Sandman, P-dubs.
I don't remember that one. So what else? Scary movies?
Or Friday the 13th. What was your favorite one? And then you can say what was your worst one. Carl, good job on that. Let's start with you, Restalgia. You seem to have watched at least one of these movies. None.
I've seen one. I've literally seen one. Yeah. Freddy vs. Jason. That's it.
You've only seen Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah. I've never seen any of the other Friday the 13th movies.
You guys are all terrible at this.
It's nothing like the original. Nothing like the original.
Yeah.
To me, the stories get lost once you keep dragging them on. So I'm always going to say of any movie, I like the first one.
And what I would advise to people that don't really like horror movies, like slasher movies, like that cheap campy stuff, check out the first movie. Actually, some really good performances in it. Kevin Bacon is actually in the first Friday the 13th movie. So check out Friday the 13th one. It's more of a whodunit, and it's actually pretty well
Johnny
done.
Depp is in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So,
That's true.
Kevin Bacon. Who gives a shit?
Excuse me.
I'm trying to start a battle here, Mike. I'm trying to start a battle.
James says best is 3 where he gets his mask. 3 is really good. I don't know. For me, it's always one of the first 4. A lot of people like the final chapter. I've always liked part 2. Part 3 is really good. Can't go wrong that way. After they turned to like part 6 was really good, but after that, the quality just went really, really downhill.
You know what movie I watched last night while I was laying in bed with my wife? We watched The Lost Boys with Kiefer Sutherland. Still a fantastic, and Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Still a fantastic movie to watch this day and age. Tell me you've seen The Lost Boys, Mike.
Oh, I've seen The Lost Boys a couple of times. I don't have the same nostalgia for it everybody else does.
Yeah. So I think that was the first movie with the 2 Coreys together, I think. Then they did like 3 more movies together after that. But yeah, we watched it last night, and it's not really scary at all. It's just one thing about movies back then. Some of the movies had horrible music. The Lost Boys is a good movie, but they have that one song that they keep playing throughout the entire movie. It's like they were low budget and they're trying to score the movie, Mike. And they're like, okay, we need to add music to these scenes. Fuck it. Just use the same song that we used 3 times already. Just keep throwing it in the background. It's the same music. And it's annoying.
So really quickly here,
yes.
Pitbull, what?
Pitbull is in. You know Pitbull, right? Pitbull is in. Pitbull on home arcades. He's in The Lost Boys.
Get out of here. So anyways, really quickly, he's talking about Never Hike Alone. Pitbull, it's Tommy from part 6 is in Never Hike Alone. It's the guy that was in Return of the Living Dead. I forget his name now off the top of my head, but yeah, that's the Tommy in Never Hike Alone. Corey Feldman was the Tommy in part 4. I forget what his name was. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. No one seems to know anything here about Friday the 13th, so I've wasted everybody's time.
What are you talking? Hey, do you remember when I did that wrestling show or the wrestling video game show and nobody knew what I was talking about? Come on now. Be cool, man.
Tom Matthews. Thank you, Jason.
All right. How many of you guys know who Pitbull is in the live chat? You guys know who Pitbull is. Not Pitbull the singer. I'm talking about this Pitbull right here. Our friend Pitbull, Steve. Pitbull on Pinball and Arcades. Big guy. Works out quite a bit.
Big guy. I love the way you said that.
Big guy. Hey, I'm from Chicago, all right? Now, what's funny is he was in the Lost Boys right here, and I have to have it muted.
Player.
Here it comes. Ladies and gentlemen, Pitbull's
there
film
he is.
debut. The greatest saxophone solo of all time.
Look at that. This is honestly, the movie goes downhill from here. This is the highlight of the movie.
Any more and they'll strike us. You know how Hollywood movies are. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Okay, so really quickly before we go, we're into the spooky season here now. It's Friday the 13th in October, right before Halloween. Let's give some horror movie recommendations. So, Restalgia, do you know any? Would you tell people to watch The Lion King?
No, I think people should watch Winnie the Pooh. What is it called? Blood and Honey, the new one.
Oh yeah, the Blood and Honey one. That's an interesting choice. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
watch that.
Only in today's day and age can you watch the Winnie the Pooh, Cocaine Bear, and the Silent Night movie. And what's the movie with the guy from Stranger Things as Santa Claus? Silent Night.
Yeah,
that just came out like
Violent Night, I think it's called.
Yeah, all these spoof of lovable characters. Just go to Amazon Prime. The world is your oyster. All those movies are there. Go watch them.
Yeah,
and enjoy them. I haven't seen The Nun 2 yet. I'm interested in seeing The Nun 2. I just saw Kevin mentioned that in the live chat. I liked the first Nun movie. Some of the Conjuring movies feel like the same movie, but I really liked The Nun as a standalone film as part of that universe. So I'm interested in seeing Nun 2. That's probably the movie I'm going to try and see this holiday season. Again, it's now on Amazon Prime as well. What was I going to tell you? Oh, I actually watched. So do you guys remember they made these? They're not really horror. They're scary movies. They're thrillers. You put them under the thriller category. Well, on the thriller category, do you guys remember?
Carl, what'd you bring up my screen for? I'm not ready.
All right.
Why do you do these things?
All right. No, I did it, Mike. I did it. Stop.
Oh,
Why
sorry.
do you blame Carl? Why do you blame Carl?
Yeah,
because it's always that stuff.
My hand's right here, and the other one's in the happy place.
So back in 2014, they released a thriller scary movie called Ouija, based upon the
they're
Ouija
good. Yeah,
board games. Right now, I saw the first Ouija movie, which, by the way, has that cute redhead who's in Ouija. I don't care. The cute redhead from House of the Dragon. She plays the queen in House of the Dragon, the new Game of Thrones series. She stars in that film, and they play the Ouija board, and activate a ghost. People die, whatever. I didn't think it was that great, but they made a sequel to it, which was actually a prequel called Ouija Origin of Evil, and we just caught that last week. And that movie came out in like 2018, like 4 years after the first one. And that movie's fantastic. Like, I actually really got into it. I thought it was great. So Mike says he likes both the Ouija movies. I say you could go watch the first movie, which is technically a prequel. I thought it was entertaining. I enjoyed it.
I liked the first Ouija movie. I actually haven't seen the second, so I will go check Origin.
You haven't seen the second, which is technically a prequel.
Yeah.
How do you say it? A Ouija?
It's Ouija.
Ouija.
It's just Ouija.
Yes,
Ouija
board.
Really?
I gotta type this. I gotta type this in the live chat. I don't know how to say
Ouija.
words.
It's a Ouija
I'm from
board.
Chicago. We say things funny.
Big guy.
Right. Big guy.
So really quickly, I'm going to jump in with one here now. So I wanted to play this, but I wanted to be a surprise. I watched this movie last weekend. It was just one of these things that showed up.
Are we gonna get?
It's not the movie. This is just the production. So this movie just showed up on Tubi, and I checked it out, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's called Slaughter High. And it's this 80s stupid movie. Like, warning, you are going to see that dude's wiener. I'm just going to tell you that ahead of time. You do see his wiener. But other than that, this movie was incredible. It's basically about this prank gone wrong. They show up at the 20-year high school reunion. And this guy, basically, there's a killer running loose, killing all these people that got him in the first place. Music, and it's incredible. In fact, some of it's ripped directly off from Friday the 13th because it's done by the exact same musician, composer, Harry Manfredi Jr. So if you have never seen it, check out Slaughter High. Like, this movie was awesome. His stomach explodes, guts go everywhere. Some really cool deaths, really funny type acting. Yeah, that's happening. This is on YouTube already, so we're not going to get a strike, but go check out Slaughter High. Honestly, I was super impressed with it so far.
Mike, you're the
Well,
worst.
it has all the elements of a good horror film.
All right. Now, unlike Mike's horrible 80s film recommendation.
Horrible. Slaughter High's incredible.
I got one better for you guys. Whatever Mike just said, just throw that out in the trash. Head on over to Amazon Prime and you go watch Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
Starring Hot Rod, Rowdy, Roddy, Piper. Whoa. Hold on. I got a little nervous.
I got two movies I get to watch this weekend.
But this is the movie you need to watch. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Yes. Way better than Mike's Slaughterhouse crap.
Slaughter High. Slaughter High. Get it right.
This is the movie. Hell yeah. You guys got to go watch this one. Look at that. A frog with a chainsaw, Mike. Come on.
Well, there's a lot of things I like about this so far. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Is that David Bowie?
This is a great movie. There you go. All right. Go watch that one. Go watch.
Can I throw an honorable mention into there too, since you guys are putting up really bad movies?
Go ahead. I'm scared, Restalgia. What's going to happen?
It's a real horror movie. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why do you exist? Why do you function?
Why are you the way you are, Restalgia?
Guys, you both just put nudity on our live stream.
That wasn't nudity. That wasn't nudity.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is that Red Sonja? Is the chick from Hell Comes to Frogtown Red Sonja?
I don't remember. Is it Bridget? What's her name?
No, it's not Bridget Nielsen. The chick from Red Sonja.
Wasn't Red Sonja Bridget?
No.
I thought she was. Who played Red Sonja in that film? Are you sure, Mike? I thought it was her.
and I'm going to say
it was her, Bridget Nielsen. Yes,
was it really?
Bridget Nielsen.
My recommendation, like I said, I like the originals. I like the original Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a classic.
The original black and white one.
Yes.
Oh,
and then
you can watch that movie today. It's so
they're
good.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah, that was a good movie. And now I would say the movie that had the most scary sound effect or musical for me was Amityville Horror. I just that music would come on late at night, and I'll be like, "What the heck? Who's got the TV on like that?"
That's true. Well, there you go, guys. We gave you some recommendations this Friday the 13th weekend. Turn this live stream off. Go to your downstairs. Turn on the TV. Turn off all the lights. Grab yourself some popcorn, some snacks, and a blanket. Put on Hell Comes to Frogtown. And you guys are going to have a blast tonight.
Or you can just rewatch this and get some booby shots.
Yeah. Like we can offer a scrambled version for those of you who want to be taken back to the 1980s and 90s. Don't worry.
Yeah. Nostalgia, we're gonna need a short for this show.
Zombie strippers with Jenna Jameson, I believe, is in that movie. I've seen that before.
Ribbert, England.
There's two. Hey, James, I don't know if you know this, my friend, but there are two versions of that movie. There's the standard version, and then there's also
you said there's two versions in that movie.
Versions. And there's a standard version, and there's an unrated director's cut. You have to watch. I always like the
unrated versions versus the standard versions.
Thank you, Carl.
Mitchell, are you talking about the original or the remake they did a couple years ago? I still haven't seen the remake. I want to check that out.
Yes. You know what? Wagner's Tech Talk with Poltergeist. Poltergeist is still a great movie.
It's an awesome movie. I don't really consider it to be a horror movie. Like I put it in that magic.
Thriller, supernatural thriller.
No, but I put it in like those special like 80s movies that has like almost everything. Like I can watch Jaws, I can watch Poltergeist anytime. They're just fantastic movies, done well from start to finish.
Critters is great. Have you ever seen Critters?
Oh yeah.
Critters is fantastic.
Leonardo DiCaprio was in Critters 4.
I did not know that. Come on, guys, give us some more in the live chat here. You guys are on a roll before we put a pin in it for the night. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I don't know about that, man. That's kind of like The Blob. It's kind of like, do you really want to watch it? I'm going to steal a Kevin Smith line here because I thought Patrick wrote Phantoms. And I was about to say, and Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
No Alfred Hitchcock movies?
He said
anyone?
Phantasm.
No one likes?
I will make a recommendation. Everybody loves Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. That's what everybody remembers it for. But if you ever get a chance to watch it, watch the sequel, Psycho 2. It's actually really, really badass. Surprisingly, like they did this thing 30 years later, and it's a sequel. Like, how do you do a sequel to Psycho? And it's so friggin' good.
The movie The Gate, which actually has Brad Dourif, I think, the voice of Chucky, as when he was a little kid, was in The Gate. And that's the one where they have the book or play the record backwards and it opens up a portal to hell in the backyard where their treehouse was. But what was fun about The Gate, Mike, was the little demon guys were like this big and they were all stop motion animation back then. And it worked. It worked. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Make sure you pop them in the nose. That's another good one.
And if you want to question everything in your life and why you watch TV, watch Last House on the Left, which, funny enough, is actually done by both Sean S. Cunningham and Wes Craven. So the guys who were responsible for the Friday the 13th series and the Nightmare on Elm Street series co-collaborated on one of the absolute grossest, and like, it's not even a horror movie. It's just a nightmare. It's a nightmare called Last House on the Left.
I heard that on American Psycho, which is the one with Christian Bale, that the actress that he chased down the hallway with the chainsaw, I think there was some major controversy there because I think they really scared the holy hell out of her during the filming of that scene. And I think there was some controversy online about that whole scene and her working with Christian Bale. And like, he scared the holy hell out of her when he was
She was never the same afterwards. Her life went down the toilet. She married Restalgia. Like, just the worst things happened to her.
I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
Yes. The Mist, based on isn't that a Stephen King book? That had the Punisher in it with oh god, who played the first Punisher? He was also
Dolph Lundgren, and this was
not Dolph Lundgren.
You're talking about the second Punisher, Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane, with the John Travolta movie. So Thomas Jane is the star of The Mist. That movie has a fantastic ending. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but you have to see the ending. It's fantastic. I liked The Mist. The Mist was good.
An American Werewolf in Paris. You should watch that one.
Did you just Google horror movies?
I Googled the worst horror movies.
Look at the live chat here, man. You guys can keep going. Mike, you could tell me and you watch way too much movies here.
Yeah, so a couple ones that...
Oh my God. Are you talking about the one with Paris Hilton? Get out of here with that
awful
crap. Get out of here.
So a couple ones that are actually really special are the first Witchboard movie. If you've never watched that, that's excellent. And believe it or not, even though these got stupider as they went on, the first Puppet Master movie was fantastic. Like the storyline, everything that was going on there. First Puppet Master is an awesome movie. Charlie Chuck knows anything that was... I will throw another one into that category too, because James Carpenter was a horror master in the beginning. Halloween, The Fog, and The Thing are three staples of horror. Go watch all of them. 100% you cannot miss.
I highly recommend The Thing. And honestly, the sequel, which they also titled The Thing, which ended up coming out a few years back with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's such a cutie. She's one of my favorite actresses. That sequel is actually kind of like one of the movies we were talking about earlier. It's actually a prequel to The Thing, but it's also called The Thing. It's actually watchable, Mike. It's actually pretty good. And seeing the monster, The Thing, with more modern day special effects versus what they had to do back then in the Kurt Russell movie, it's worth a watch. Make sure you watch The Thing and the other movie, The Thing. They're not the same movie. One's a prequel, one's a sequel.
But John Carpenter's The Thing is also a remake of a 50s movie called The Thing. You took down Jason's super chat.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. Let's go. Go ahead. You take care of it.
The Perils of Gwendoline in the Land of Yik Yak, Tawny Kitaen, the movie that will end all movies. Tawny Kitaen is the chick from Witchboard, right? Jason, you can fill me in. Thank you very much for the super chat.
The Faculty. That's got who's the girl from Frasier who plays Lilith? Frasier's wife, ex-wife from Cheers.
I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about.
BB Newworth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very pale skin, but still kind of attractive. She plays I think the principal in that movie, The Faculty. We've all seen The Faculty. The Faculty, honestly, is not scary at all. It's honestly just like a campy kind of thing. There you go.
Anyways, lots of cool horror movies to go check out. There's I've been watching the new ones. Have you ever watched the Terrifier movies?
Real quick, Blair Witch Project. This movie, of course, was one of the movies that started the whole found footage thing. You have to admit, the marketing campaign behind the Blair Witch Project was huge. They created these fake websites talking about the Blair Witch, and people actually thought that this was a real story.
Yeah.
And that the footage that you're going to see in the theater was really a camera that was found telling the story of these characters, right? With like the first-hand point of view with the camera. Like the Blair Witch Project really kind of, although let's be honest, it's kind of stupid, but it really revolutionized the way a lot of horror movies came after that and things, you know what I mean? Because after that, you found footage movies or
everything was found footage,
Yeah, everything it boomed after that. Like if it wasn't for Blair Witch, you wouldn't have Paranormal Activity. If it wasn't for Blair Witch, you probably wouldn't have Cloverfield from J.J. Abrams.
Oh, I love Cloverfield. I thought the monster at the end was a little disappointing though.
Yeah. But yeah, Blair Witch started the whole found footage. It became a fad for a while, and then it kind of died out, the whole found footage style.
I'm sorry. I was about to say, go watch the cinematography in Blair Witch. It'll make Restalgia's videos look really good.
Oh my God.
But he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there being nice. Why am I doing this? Am I a bad person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we saw Blair Witch. Blair Witch made me jump a couple times in the theater. The first Paranormal Activity made me jump a couple times in the theater.
I like Paranormal Activity 1, yeah.
The first one. I can't watch any of the sequels. It got really crazy after that. Dude, Akuma Rev, bro. Guess what, man? It's Friday the 13th. We're going to talk about horror stuff, man. It's all part of the show. Yeah. There you go.
We're a variety channel. We're like what is it? Sunny and Cher. We're a variety channel. We'll do anything here. Who knows?
Yeah. The Ring. There you go. That had a girl from King Kong.
Ooh, I've got another one with one of the greatest horror villains of all time that only got one movie and he didn't get the respect he was due. You may know him as Skinner on the X-Files, but in this movie, he was Wes Craven's best bad guy that never got a good break, Horace Pinker. Go check out the movie Shocker. You will not be disappointed.
I'm assuming you're going to be shocked.
Oh, man, Shocker's fantastic. Yeah. Like, what a travesty that never got more sequels.
Yep. Misery, 1990, another Stephen King book turned film with James Caan and Kathy Bates. And didn't she win the Oscar?
She did, yeah.
For Best Supporting Actress for her role in that movie. I mean, she was intense in that movie, man.
And then she got naked in a movie with Jack Nicholson.
All right, guys, but let's not forget the scariest movie of all time. I'm talking the biggest horror film of all time. If you guys really, really want to get scared tonight after this live stream's over, turn on Showgirls. That movie will scare the crap out of you.
There is one specific scene. You're like, it's just like too gross. It just got too gross.
You're the Saved by the Bell girl. I can't watch you do this.
She did not get off those caffeine pills when she was studying. Her life went downhill. She became a stripper. I'm so excited.
All right, Leprechaun. The Leprechaun. What's the one where he goes to the hood? That was
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, that one was kind of funny. That was funny. Quartercade's here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put a pin and end the show. Quartercade has arrived. There you go. All right, Carl. Guys, happy Friday the 13th and all that kinds of stuff. We'll talk to you soon, Carl. Send them on the
All right, guys. Definitely look at the Trilogy of Terror from 1975. That was a crazy movie. Until next time, guys, we'll see you on the web. $2 super chat. Has anyone seen Psycho?
I haven't taken a shower since. There you go.
Neither is Mike. Yeah.
Nice way to end the show.
You son of a bitch.